Is there gun control in the new stimulus bill that McConnell and Pelosi are talking about right now? I have the information and the truth. Stick by and watch this episode of Guns and Gadgets.
The best channel on the internet for your Second Amendment rights.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, the supreme source for Second Amendment news. If you are not a member of the channel, please consider subscribing. This is where you're going to get the news for the Second Amendment numerous times a day sometimes, all right here on Guns and Gadgets. I want to first thank Gun Zone Deals, formerly known as Gun Pro Deals, for being a sponsor of today's news. Thank you. They have fantastic items. It's like a super Walmart of sportsmen, people who shoot, hunt, all that stuff. Check them out. They have a lot of cool stuff and often prices that you can't find anywhere else. All right, let's get into this. This is the question I have been asked literally over 100 times in the last couple days, and that is there gun control in the new stimulus bill? I have the same email that a lot of you forwarded to me. Thank you, first off. I want to tell you that what was in that article is not necessarily true or honest the way it's presented. So this is what I will tell you. The information I'm about to pass on was given to me from somebody who has intimate knowledge on what is in that bill. And I mean intimate knowledge, okay? So you can take this however you want, but it's coming from really close to the top. And when I say from the top, I mean this is from the top of Gun Owners of America, people who are working with people in the Capitol. I'll just leave it as that. So, is there gun control in the next stimulus bill? First of all, this is what, round 3 or 4 of the stimulus bills? I'll have a link right there about videos I've done on this, because Nancy Pelosi has tried in the previous versions to sneak in gun control on previous stimulus bills, but luckily we've gotten the word out and people have gotten it stopped. Well, this is all centering around the Violence Against Women Act, H.R. 1585. I've done a video on that. I'll link that upstairs as well there. And the Violence Against Women Act has been around since 1994. Watch that video for all the details, but the current iteration of it from Nancy Pelosi was stuffed with gun control, most importantly, a red flag section. That has been a bone of contention. Okay, this bill was originally created back in the day by Joe Biden when he was in the Senate, and every year it's come up. It's just been re-upped. They got a rubber stamp up until Pelosi changed it and put the red flag and other things in there. You might have heard things that, some anti-gunners are like licking their chops to get gun control in, and that's always the case. Anytime there's a major bill, the slime wants to just force in stuff so that once the bill, which everybody really wants, gets passed, all their, scummy type things get pushed in as well. And that's it's not more different now than it is at any other time. Now, what I will tell you is that right now, Pelosi's asking for the Phase 4 of the HEROES Act. The HEROES Act was the last round 3. And it does include funding for the Violence Against Women Act. However, it does not include the gun control that was snuck into H.R. 1585. Now that is something that other areas will not tell you about. Now I'll also have for you, linked down below, Mitch McConnell's version of the Phase 4 stimulus bill, which they call the HEALS Act, and it's down below. That bill does not include any red flag verbiage, nor does it include funding for the Violence Against Women Act. So that is going to be a bone of contention for Pelosi, who wants the Violence Against Women Act. Now, if she's going to agree, maybe, to keep it the way it always has been, instead of some of the stuff that's been in there, there's a lot of bad stuff that she snuck in there, believe me. Now, in McConnell's draft here, the HEALS Act, there are 2 things in there that we should focus on. The first of which is $1.963 billion in funding that would go to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Now, that money is earmarked for the following. The $1.963 billion to the FBI would be for personal protective equipment, cleaning supplies, testing capacity, the Criminal Justice Information System, otherwise known as CJIS, and construction. Now that construction is a new FBI headquarters. The other part in there about CJIS Those funds are going to be provided to bolster the capacity of the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. We know that they've been destroyed as far as the amount of checks that they've been doing, which have caused a lot of delays. Now, in addition to this money for the FBI, there's an additional $36.4 million earmarked for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the ATF. Now, that money is earmarked for personal protective equipment, cleaning supplies, testing capacity, and remote workforce infrastructure. Funds are also being provided to support the ATF's responsibilities with respect to the NICS system. Now, Gun Owners of America is currently investigating whether this NICS funding is simply to help NICS workers telework effectively, or if it's a big increase in the NICS funding and thus capability. So we're waiting. They're still looking into that. You know where you can find that information right here on Guns Gadgets, so please subscribe if you haven't already and pass the word. Also know that there is a lot of debate going on right now on that funding for the FBI headquarters. Is that something that should be in a stimulus bill? Many people don't think so. But in addition to what I told you about, we really need to focus on what the certain factions in our Congress are trying to get through. And that's the money for like the United States Postal Service and the mail-in ballot initiative. We can't let those pass. We cannot have this country move to a mail-in voting.
You just seen on the last video, or at least the second to the last video, how that mail-in works
System.
on my channel.
The fraud, you think the fraud is bad now? You just wait until they get a whole bunch of letters together and they can just say, well, this is what it says. That'd be terrible. So first off, my humble gratitude, thank you, goes out to the Gun Owners of America for helping me clarify this issue that I brought to them. I wanted to make sure that what I come forward and tell you is rock solid. There is no gun control, as I'm recording this, in either side's Phase 4 stimulus bill. The Phase 4 HEROES Act from Pelosi and the HEALS Act from Mitch McConnell. As of right now, the only thing we really need to worry about that are in those bills is we got to make sure that the Violence Against Women Act doesn't get put in here. If it does, then it has to be the neutered version that used to be funded instead of the new gun control part, which currently isn't in either bill. And also this NICS money. What are they doing with it? And GOA is working on that right now. So I don't think I have to tell you this, but GOA is doing a whole bunch of work. Please join Gun Owners of America. I will have the link right here. It's gunowners.org/gunsgadgets. Go through that link. It does not help the channel at all. I get nothing out of it. What it simply does is let them know that you are a viewer of Guns and Gadgets, and they offer you a discount on whatever membership you choose to join with. So thank you, Gun Owners of America, Eric and the crew. If I started naming everybody, I would forget somebody and probably piss them off. So thank you from my viewership to you. You're doing a stand-up job, and please don't stop. Don't ever give up. All right, guys and gals,
Work.
that's the news. That's the reality. Please pass this along because there's already a lot of misinformation out there, and this is the truth, Ruth. So please pass it along, and until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry your weapon. Take care, everybody.